Morning, Unity family. My name is Deborah Giddings, and today I'm going to be giving you two spiritual tools you can use to improve your connection with your one true source so that you can reform your God thought. You're probably asking yourself, why would I want to reform my God thought? Well, I'm going to answer that question with a few other questions. Are you living your heart's desire? Is this your dream life? Do you feel like you're living to your full potential? Do you always feel connected with and through your one true source? Well, if yes, then great. I am so happy for you. But for most of us, the answer isn't quite a resounding yes. It's more like a yeah, but I know that I'm worthy or could do more. So let's begin by finding out what it means to reform. Merriam-Webster had a definition that I thought pertained to what we're doing today. And it says, reform, to put or change into an improved form or condition, to amend or improve by change of form or removal of faults or abuses by introducing a better method or course of action. Well, that's exactly what we're going to do today. Charles Fillmore wrote in his book Talks on Truth that all reforms must begin with their cause. Their cause is mind, and mind does all its work in the realm of silence, which in reality is the only realm where sound and power go hand in hand. The visible outer world, with all its social, religious, and political laws, customs, and ceremonies, is but the flimsy screen upon which mind throws its incongruous opinions. Wow. Now, in this writing, Fillmore is talking about where we find our strongest connection with God in the silence. Now, you've heard about the Unity Trilogy for creation: mind, idea, expression, right? And that everything begins with divine mind. So, how do we get there when so much is going on in our world? Charles goes on to write, all philosophers and sages have recognized this silent cause, this perpetual outflow from center to circumference. The secret place of the Most High is within us. Now, I'm not talking about that crazy whirlwind of a mind that never shuts up, the one that's always telling you what to do, what you didn't do, when to do it. I'm talking about the mind that you connect with when you breathe and are conscious that you're breathing. The mind where you are focused on a single purpose and all else is removed from the periphery of your senses. So let's do an exercise together. Now, this exercise will take about 15 seconds. You're right, I said 15 seconds. Did you know that there are over 86,000 seconds a day? I think each of us could dedicate 15 to 20 seconds a day to reforming our connection to Source, right? Okay. So go ahead and close your eyes. Now we're going to take a slow, deep breath into the count of 4. We're going to hold it to the count of 4, and then we're going to exhale to the count of 4. So let's do it together, and I'll do the counting. Inhaling, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 1, 2, 3, 4. And exhale, 1. Now let's do that again, but this time when you're inhaling, say to yourself, God is, and when you're exhaling, you're going to say, I am. And in the middle, you're going to pause and feel it. Ready? Inhaling, God is, hold, exhaling, I am. Just sit with that for a second. How does it feel? I know some of you are probably saying, gosh, it's the first time I've stopped today. Now, this is an exercise you can do just about anywhere. As the late, great Wayne Dyer said, when you stop at a stoplight, close your eyes and do some breathing. And don't worry, the person in back of you will let you know when it's time to move. Well, I can verify. Yes, they will. I wave, and I know that I'm making friends all over the place. Now, I love to walk. I walk every day for a few miles, and when I walk, I like to focus on my breath. I notice the smells coming into my senses, and I feel the air leaving my lungs or nose or mouth. Breathing is the easiest way to get quiet. And because if you're not quiet, how will you ever reform your God thought? Charles writes, all men who have moved the world to better things have received their inspiration from spirit within and have always looked to it for instruction. Well, here at Unity, we have another perfect way to get that instruction. Here's your second spiritual tool: prayer. Breathing is prayer. Saying thank you is prayer. Singing is prayer. Remember, there's no right or wrong way to pray. But when you want to reform your God thought, it's usually best to get quiet. Why? Well, as Mr. Fillmore says from the same book, every act of man has its origin in thought. The conscious thoughts can look in two directions: to the outer world, where the thoughts that rise within it give sensation and feeling, or to the world within, whence all life, power, and intelligence derive. So why do we want to look within versus without? Aren't we human, and looking without gives pleasurable feelings and sensations? Yes. But when we're only looking without, it creates separation. Because when looking without, we lose our bearings in a maze of our own thought creations. And it can be exhausting. I went to a seminar a number of years ago, and they showed what happened to the base of the brain when it was under stress. That hippocampus part of the brain that's for navigation and memory. When under stress, things like, I can't find my keys, I'm so late, where's my wallet, what's that noise, what are the kids doing? Any of that. The brain actually separates from itself. And so the electrical stimulation that goes from one side of the brain to the other side, it's cut off. When I read this writing from Charles, I thought, aha, that's how it works. When we separate ourselves from divine mind, we're cut off from the fount of inspiration, and before you know it, we've lost sight of our own divinity. Remember, God is your higher self and is always there, whether or not you believe it or can feel this divine loving presence. You are the place where God shows up. So to reform our God thought, all we have to do is quiet down our sense mind. Even a little bit helps. Become open to receiving divine guidance. Close your eyes to see better with your spiritual eyes. Breathe deeply and ask the silent one within yourself what to do. You may not get an immediate answer, but moving in divine right action, you will intuitively know the right and perfect answer for yourself. So this week, I encourage you to find one thing you can do every day where you could stop and take a few seconds or even a whole minute to focus on your divinity. Whether it's washing the dishes or cooking or walking or sitting quietly, there's a million different ways to take a few seconds to focus. Try it. Have some fun. I bet you'll find there's more than one way to reform your God thought. Create a blessed week for you. Namaste.